everybody, happy Art Day. It's Art Day. Other people call it Monday. I call it Art Day. It's my new show. It's a real-time art show. And for today, I have a very special project that I want to do. And I will chat with you while I do so. And, well, maybe you find something interesting or educational, or maybe just the trigger for your own idea. I don't know. This huge bowl here is all the materials that I chose to work with. Lots of papers and other stuff that I'm gonna use for a random act of kindness project. And while I tell you what I'm gonna do, I start working already because I want this video to be maximum 2 hours long. So let me see. A random act of kindness thing is that you surprise somebody that you don't know, and that is absolutely random, with a nice thing. And I felt that these kinds of actions were in order for people around here, so meaning in Germany. Over the last couple of weeks and months, people have been stressed out, people have been not as kind or as thoughtful, and people have been manipulated by news and stuff to be maybe a bit angry or scared, fearful, all those kinds of things. And I just want to send something nice to 5 people. That is why I have 5 pieces of cardstock here that you might recognize from the old Tiny Tuesday show. So I'm gonna choose 5 random folks that I'm gonna send this to with a nice letter and an art card that I'm going to make here. So I need to hack this into 5 pieces because I want to hold my cardstock down while I work on it, at least on the front until everything is dry. So I thought maybe I'm gonna use my wooden thingamajig here and hold them down with, oh, what's it called? Patafix. German lesson of the day, number 1. These are gluing pads, and they are only temporary. So if I can mold them a bit and then hold things down to the board and not have my fingers super sticky, and then not have the cleanest artwork. So yeah, while I'm doing that, for one, since this is the first video on my channel in 2017, let me say a few things to you. For one, Happy New Year! I hope you all had a great New Year's Eve party. Whatever you did, we played board games and, well, had a few drinks and a nice dinner and just talked. So my mommy and Tina, who you know from the Draw for Initiative show, they were here, and Hubster was pretty much the only guy in the room, so he felt special. He said something like, you know, when people say to you that you're going to be the only man in a room with 3 ladies, you feel like a rock star. But if it's your wife, your mother-in-law, and your wife's best friend, and they're all gonna play board games against you, it's a different kind of a dream there. So yeah, we challenged him by winning not badly in board games, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope your New Year's Eve party thing, whatever you did, whatever you chose to do or had to do, some people work, you know. Hold on, I gotta get a bag for the trash on the table, because my studio is freshly cleaned and I don't wanna throw everything on the floor and care later. At least keep it clean for one day, right? So I hope you had a great New Year's Eve party and enjoyed yourself and maybe spend it with nice people. So what I want to do, oh, there's some more release paper that I don't need. So what I want to do first, because this is going to need quite some time to dry while I can do other things, is glue down these starry napkins here as a background onto the, what's it called? Oh gosh, words. Onto the cardstock. And I'm gonna use napkin glue for that. By the way, the blog post for this particular video and this particular project will be up later today, so pretty much the same day I release this video. And I need my paper scissors. Hold on. There we go. So I'm gonna have the materials that I used on there with a few photos and stuff. But the main information is going to be in this video. Anyway, I'm cutting down those dotted parts. I don't want them to be on the napkins. I find them irritating when I do a piece of art. I don't care in an art journal or something, or I don't know, on a box that I want to have vintage looking or whatever, but I'm not very fond of them when I do art cards, which I'm doing. So coming back to the act of kindness, for the first city, so in general, every month I'm going to make different kinds of art cards, 5 pieces, that I'm going to send. I wanted to say ship, but it's not shipping. That I'm going to send with the normal, usual German mail to 5 locations, and whomever opens it first there is the receiver. So I'm not using private addresses. Let me cut the napkin down to the size I think I need. So I'm going to send them to public offices because I don't want anybody to feel stalked. And I don't want anybody to feel like I invaded their privacy. So I'm sending to public offices like City Hall or the police or the fire department or hospitals or senior citizen homes or whatever, museums, galleries, things like that. That's the addresses that I'm going to use. Need one more napkin. Really? Okay. So, like I said, that nobody feels stalked or their privacy invaded or whatever. I don't want them to feel weird. I just want them to smile. So I'm gonna have a different theme every month, and I'm gonna have a different city with different locations that I'm gonna send things to every month. And I hope I can make people smile. So for January, I decided to send the surprise cards to a city called Aachen, which is not very far away from my home. It's on the border to Belgium and Netherlands, so it's pretty much a triangle between Germany and Belgium and the Netherlands. And 5 people there will receive these art cards, as well as a bit of tea and a nice letter. But details on that later. For now, let me very quickly glue that down and get to the next step. Need a glue brush, glue brush, glue brush. Old brush is a glue brush. I'm not going to use it for anything else but glue. So there we go. What I did is I separated the first layer of the napkin from everything else. I just want that first layer to glue down to this cardstock. I'm gonna cut away the excess later, so maybe I wanna have a bit more space between the jiggies so I can move around the fixed cardstock with that glue. It's only holding so much, but it has enough space in between, or it leaves enough space in between the board and my art piece that I can that I don't have to peel anything there. It's easy for me to grab the pieces. So as a theme for those art cards, I'm going to have blue and ice are the two themes. So the color blue, you will see in a minute once I'm putting this one here aside to let dry, and then go on to the cards themselves, so the greeting cards. You will see that blue is the color, the main color, because it's gonna reflect into in the greeting card as well. So the color blue and the theme of ice or cold is the theme for January. And that's also why I decided to send January mail to some city close to my house. So winters for us here are not the snowy, everything is so sweet and white and so romantic. No, we do have the kind of winters that are gray and rainy and very wet, and only rarely do we have snow. We have a lot of ice, but not a lot of snow. So since the art card is going to reflect that, I thought, let's send it to people that know these weather conditions and not to people maybe closer to the Alps that do have snow and sun in the winter. No, let's send it to somebody who's living close by and can relate to what the weather does for us in January and how it can be very depressing and, well, be a very stark contrast to the very festive kind of way it feels in December before the holidays. So it's a very, very heavy contrast, and it can be kind of depressing, you know? So let's cheer somebody up that can relate to this. Next month, by the way, I'm gonna choose a new city and find 5 public offices there that, well, I'm going to send these cards to. And if you like, and you have a public office in Germany that really helped you out, or that had really, really nice people, or that struggled maybe, especially in 2016, and you want to cheer them up, let me know in the comment section below. I will contact you via direct message, and we can figure out what city they're in, and I'm gonna find 4 more offices in that city to send one of these nice cards to. So if you have something or some office that you want to send something nice to, it has to be in Germany though, feel free. I'm listening. So let me see. These have to dry now. It takes a while. I don't want to take a blow dryer to that yet because I have enough other things to do that I could finish up while we're waiting. So, for example, these are the blue cards that I'm gonna send. Dark blue. And I could actually work on the greeting cards meanwhile. So what I want to do on these dark blue cards, I want to have it rather simple. They're just, oopsie daisy, these are 2 cards. They're just gonna unfold. Gonna have the letter in here. I want to have a pattern paper and a greeting down here. So what I already did is I looked through my pattern paper stash just to spare us some time, and I decided I wanted to have the one with the orange flag. Now I have to find the right one. Here we go. Snowflakes. Funny thing. I woke up this morning, so I'm filming this on the 2nd of January. I'm always filming 1 week ahead. And I need 2 pages, I think. If not, I'm gonna put it back. So, like, you remember I said a couple of minutes ago, it's rather rainy here and not very snowy. We have ice, yeah, but that's that. Well, we had the first snow. It snowed last night, so it's even more fitting that I do have tiny little snowflakes on here. So what I need now is a ruler, and now I need a pencil, because, where's my pencil? There we go. Because I need to measure the, what's it called? The width of the pattern paper that I need. So this is going to be in centimeters. If I can translate to inches on the fly, I'm gonna. Otherwise, it will be somewhere on the screen. I will do that in post-production. So the card is 10.5 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters. So almost 15. I want to have half a centimeter on each side, so I need a centimeter less, which is 9.5 by 13.8. 9.5 by 13.8. Let me write that down. 9.5 by 13.8. That is what I need. So I'm gonna clean up a bit here and have a sip of coffee. One thing that is not perfect in my studio is that this table that I'm doing art on mainly is not very sturdy. So I need to cut and stamp things on the other table next to me. But the other table next to me is not as big as this one, so I cannot do the usual artwork there. It doesn't fit. So I'm going to have my second camera running and hope that I can point it at the things that I do right away and have it in frame. Otherwise, you have to watch YouTube videos on how to use a cutter and do stamps. I'm sorry, folks. I really hope this is gonna work. All right, coffee. But I can measure here. I need 5 pieces. So this should be 30 centimeters, if I remember correctly. Yeah, a little more than 30. So that would mean I would get 3 pieces out of here. Yeah, let's start with the stripes first of 9.5 centimeters. So I'm just gonna mark him every 9.5 centimeters, and a little dot on the back. 9.5. Let's do some math, right? Let's get the old brain cells working. 9.5 plus 9.5 is 19. And then I need to slide it. La la la. So yeah. So 9.5. All right. 3 strips. Now I have to make some space, and then I will have my second camera running. So let's get this show on the road. Camera, camera, let's get you here. Bring. This should work. You should be in frame. So let's cut these 3 strips first. Where are my dots? There they are. So I'm just going to cut them at the dots into the strips. And then I'm gonna measure some more. The thing on the other table is if I use this cutter on the other table, I will have bendy cuts, which I despise a lot, and because, well, it's not why I want to have a cutter, right? I'm impaired when it comes to cutting straight lines. So if I employ a cutter that can do straight lines, I want to have straight lines and no curves. Hence, I cannot use the cutter on this table, otherwise I will have bendy things going on, which I do not like. So these were 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just needed 1 sheet. Math, folks, math. So 13.8. That is what I need on those strips. There's enough paper here so that I can have all of the cards. 13.8. Sorry, I have my head in frame now. But I need to see where I have to mark those, and my lights are very bright for filming. So I have a bit of glare going on my ruler. So 13.8. And once more. 5, 6, 7, 8. And now just need to measure one more time. Come to mama. 13.8. All right, 5 pieces. Final cut. No, not the computer program, but final piece of part, not piece. Final part of cutting. Ouch, that was loud. Okay, I don't need that. Need this. So one more. It's number 3. Where's number 4? Number 4 is here. All right, so these are the papers, the background paper cut that is here. See, leaves a nice border, and I actually very much like that. So one more thing that I want to do is stamping, but hold on, where is it? There we go. I do like, I dislike one thing, which is stamping on pattern paper, especially a text that is rather intricate. Can't really see it, and I don't like it, and I wanted to have a sparkle of color. So I chose this gray and mustard yellow pattern paper. It's just normal paper, nothing fancy. And I'm going to cut strips that I can fold around the paper and have the greeting stamped in front. Now, I don't really have to measure because I'm just cutting strips, so I'm going to take the width of the end of my cutting board to wherever I cut, and I take those measurements for all the 5 strips, and then I'm good to go. So I'm not making any I'm not making anything more complicated than it already is. I actually like to have things simple, especially when it comes to card making. I like them to be very clean. I like them to be pretty, of course, who doesn't? But I don't want to overcomplicate things. So, got my strips. And that would look something like this, but the strips are of course banded around. I'm sorry. I'm having a frogger in my throat. So what I gotta do now is clip away the edges from my pattern paper. So I want rounded corners. So I'm going to, I really have to do this the other way around, otherwise I cannot see. There we are. Just want to clip away the edges, have them rounded. It looks cleaner and, no pun intended, more well-rounded, I think, when you have this tiny little extra while you hand make your cards. It's a weird thing, I know. So I'm gonna do that to the rest of these as well. Chuck. Chuck. Two. Number 3. So, inspiration for this project, I've been planning this project since end of September, early October 2016. So this has been simmering with me for a while, and the products that I have put together for January have been sitting there for a while already. But I haven't been filming for any art videos. No, not for the ArtDay videos. I should clarify. I filmed a bit for Draw for Initiative and Beyond the Lines for this year. But I didn't really film a lot. And I didn't film anything for ArtDay or other art videos. Just the taco clock. I did some coloring there, but that's that. So this has been sitting with me and was inspired by, well, just let's say current emotions around the world. It being in Europe in regards to what was going on in Turkey, or well, anything that had to do with the US president election. People were so riled up. People were so mad and unforgiving, it being online or also, well, in my personal life. Not meaning that they were dumb or just polarizing or afraid or something, but they were way more, they're way less forgiving in their thoughts, or they were maybe not as thoughtful as they are otherwise. So I found that very many people, humanity, got riled up and got very aggressive, and I wanted to counteract that in the tiniest way, well, in a tiny way, in a way that I could do. So this is what came to mind. This is what I decided, okay, let's just do something nice for somebody and remind them, all of them, whomever is going to receive this, that sometimes you just maybe gotta be less aggressive, but hold back, think again, and then judge, and then say something. Because, well, if you just blurt out things, especially when it comes to society or politics, we hurt people. So it's like a ping pong going back and forth between the parties that are hurt and hurt by somebody with just the thought. It's not gonna make it any better, folks. So yeah, decided to counteract. So I'm taking my scoring board because I'm horrible at bending things the right way as well. I'm just gonna mark where I need to bend it. So that's 2 inches and let's say 2 inches and 1 mark before the 6 inches. And I'm going to score all the other thingies as well. Strips, that's what it's called. So yeah, but that was the main thing, deciding, okay, I'm just gonna send something nice to random people and remind them that there's kind people and that not everybody is out to get them. Because I felt like people thought that everybody was out to get them, which is, yes, understandable, the way that people are manipulated in media and stuff. Yeah, I get it, but come on, folks. There's nice people out there. Not everybody is a horrible person, and I just want to make sure that I do my part, the thing that I can do, in a nice way that is, well, counteracting that crap. So, before I glue things, I want to quickly stamp them, because then I can put my second camera to sleep again. I don't need it anymore. I don't need it anymore. And I need snowflakes. I wanted the snowflakes from this one here. What did I... Where's the greeting? Did I just go for snowflake? Now I am... I'm not sure. Did I... Oh, no. Here they are. Ha! Should be able to look. Also wanted the words. But I wanna have snowflakes too. Maybe those little ones here. So I need an acrylic block. Did I remember to put that in here? No, I did not. Because I'm stupid. Stupid. Okay, let's get an acrylic block. Clean. There we go. So. Sorry, folks. Ooh, hope I can tone that down in editing. So, let's quickly stamp the snowflakes. I want 3 snowflakes, because I like to stamp things in odd numbers. Just gonna put that onto my blog. Don't need the Christmassy things. Don't want that. Just the snowflakes. So, decided to take blue stamp, and I need the word hello. So, but not written the English way, but the German way. Which means no E, but an A, because we write hello with an A. But I need an H and an A. Where's the H? There's the H. See that? Need the A. There we go. So. Let's move to the other table. There is the other table. So, I will probably not be able to stamp the hello super straight, because, well, I cannot stamp it all in one go because I just have one L, but I need 2 L's. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stamp them wonky on purpose. That's actually something that I like to do when when I know that I'm probably not going to be able to stamp anything in any kind of a straight line. See there? Damn, fucked it up. See if I can save it with the L. I'm just gonna make it wonky on purpose. Just make it wonky on purpose. So, number 1, 2. The main thing is the art card and the letter that is inside this card. So if I fuck something up with the stamping of the greeting here, yeah, that's maybe not perfect, but not as crippling as if one of the art cards would go wrong. Now I need the A. Where's the A? There is the A. See what I mean? Having it wonky on purpose stresses me less than having to have everything in a super straight line and not really being able to do so with these stamps that I have here. Would I have clear stamps? Yeah, I would very likely be able to do that, because then again I can see through. But with these blocks here, I kind of know where I'm stamping, but I'm also kind of guessing. So it's way more difficult to stamp in a straight line if I cannot stamp multiple blocks in the same go. So I just like to go with the wonky. So that's this one first. Then I can clean off the dirty ones and not have any second prints of my like second generation stamp on accident. I don't have that. If I go snowflake by snowflake by snowflake and then remove the dirty, go for the second one. I'm gonna have a cluster of snowflakes here. That will fill up pretty much the whole strip. Next thing that I have to do is clean my stamps and let it dry for a minute, because this is pigment ink and this takes a longer time to dry. And I don't want to smudge anything, you know. I forgot to stamp one snowflake. Oh no. Gotta get back to that. Where was my head? Where was my mind? Where was my mind? Yeah, singing Placebo. I know. So 90s. There we go. Alright. Now I gotta let those dry. I can put the second camera to sleep. Bye-bye, camera. And we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so now I cleaned up my stamps a bit and consolidated the items that I have to work on now. Don't need those stamps anymore. And I want to glue things together now. Where is... Actually, I don't need it. Since this is paper, I can bend these strips rather easily. I don't need my bone folder. But I could maybe zoom you in a bit. This is rather far away. Hold on, folks. There we go. This is a bit closer. So now It's time to assemble, not the Avengers, but the cards. So there you go. It would look like this. And then I can glue it down here. Excuse me. So first, I want to glue down the strip. There we go. I'm not going to use the glue that I will use on the big paper. I just want to hold on this strip for now. I'm going to use normal adhesive tape. And then I'm going to use the Prittstift, which is kind of like the Yoo-hoo that you know in the States. We have the same one, but I do prefer the Pritt. Same thing, it's a glue stick, so any kind of dry adhesive I think works better. Doesn't make the paper warp, the pattern paper here. But I don't have any like a double-sided tape that I could use. It's not in my stash. Used it all up. So I'm just gonna go with the glue stick. It will work, folks. It will work. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dee. Did I forget? Yeah. Didn't really cut that one corner, which sucks. So I have to repair that. Didn't see. There we go. It just didn't wanna cut the first time round. But I make you being cut. You have no choice, paper. I'm the boss. Dum, 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 dum. Two more. I really like mustard yellow, by the way, in combination with blue. Especially if they're not too cold blues, so not the ultramarine per se, but more of the Prussian blue or an indigo. Oh, love me some yellow mustard with that. It's a color combo that I go back to all the time. Really like it. I'm gonna adjust where the strips are gonna go before I glue. Make sure that they are straight, but for now, I just want to glue one thing then and not three pieces. It just makes it easier for me. I could just go in with a paper glue now, with a glue stick, and not have everything taped down beforehand, but I'm not really good at handling three things at once. One thing at once. I'm an expert. So, ta-da. There we go. Can you see all right? Let me zoom you out a tiny bit. That's a bit better, I think. And, well, now I'm just gonna glue. Glue. Yeah. Let's get cracking. So, just gonna give it a coat of paper glue, and you cannot see because I have my card. The spot that I should glue, hold on, with the next card. I'm gonna remedy that. You will see. But now, you will see how I glue things down. Not making a mess. There we go. It helps when you make funny noises with it, by the way, when you glue things down. Definitely helps. So, It's totally fine when you talk to yourself when you do art. At least I think. Because I'm doing that all the time. There we go. Card number 1. Card number 2. Now I'm showing you the glue process. It is totally easy. Just going around with my glue stick. Nothing magical to that. But I try to make sure that I don't glue onto my table because I don't want to put something into that gluey junk thing by accident. The cards would look weird then. And I'm just eyeballing where it goes. And then I'm pressing the paper down. If it's a tiny bit wonky, I don't care. If it's super wonky, I do care. And I would repair or try to repair and possibly redo the card if I were unable to repair. But the tiny bit of wonky, I think it's just adorable if everything is not always super straight and looks like it was made in a factory by the arts and crafts robot or something. Like, yeah, no. Because then I could buy a card and send it. I would not make cards. But I think the charm of a tiny bit of a wonkiness is adorable. And I like it more than the industrial perfect cards, you know? Also, there's a lot of love in those cards. And I hope that the recipients will realize that. That it's not just made because I am capable, I can, but it's made because I care, you know? So, let's hope that the folks will get that feeling from the card. Come on. Don't be too wonky. Too wonky is not great. Just a tiny bit of the wonky is fine. Alright. Ah! No bending, please. Right. And number 4. Oh, did I glue them on the right way? Of course not. Why would I? Shit. Sorry, folks. Okay. This is the right way around. This is not. Oh, well. See? There you go. Major accident. Let's quickly clean it up. Maybe not. Okay. Let's reglue. Now I have to do something that I hate to do. But I have to. Where are my scissors? Just gotta clean that one up. Oh, I hate this. Major hating this. But what can you do? You can repair. And instead of the lower third, it's got to be the upper third now. See, folks, this is why I'm not a professional card maker. Because this happens to me all the time. God. But I'm not going to be mad with myself. I'm just going to say, yeah, it's so me. It's so Sarah to screw that up. But again, I can do a little repair. I cannot do a lot of repair to cards. I'm fine with a little wonky. I'm not okay with a big wonky. And this still is a little wonky to me. See? It's real, folks. It's real. All the mistakes. But I like when you can fix mistakes if they're not so bad that you cannot fix them. But if you can fix them and have a giggle while you do, because you just, well, did not pay any attention, because why would you? Attention is for grown-ups. I'm not a grown-up, am I? Yeah, well, I am. I should take care of that. And that is even more wonky now, which I don't like. I have to... Oh, come on, like, really? Don't screw with me, paper. Please don't. I'm gonna be so nice to you. I'm gonna cut you. Just that one little... There we go. Oh well, wonky. No, this is not great, but what can you do? It's a little wonky. A little wonky. That was so not planned. I did not plan on screwing up things royally, because I actually don't like to screw up things in a big way. There we go. Ah! Last cut. Last gluing. And then I have one more card where I can make it right. It's gonna be a reward. I have to make extra sure that I'm not gonna fuck it up again. Oh shit. Monday morning, folks. Monday morning. This is so nuts. Alright. It's like, yeah, maybe I should write them a note. Oh well, no, I'm not gonna write anything of that down, but you know, the people that will, now I have to make sure, you see, I made sure, the people that will receive this card will not get my whole address, but they will get a hint to my business. So I will stamp the handmade by Pinselgeschichten on the back of the art card. So if they want to find me on the web, they can find me on the web. But I'm not gonna say like, this is my name, this is my age, and this is who I am, because this is not about me. It's about making people happy. So, but to prevent things like, oh, this is a letter with something awful in there instead of something nice, you know, I'm gonna have somewhat of an address on there so that people are not suspicious and actually open their surprise and realize that other folks could be nice people and not send shit. So there we go. The cards are done. I could actually glue in the letters already, because then I have one whole chunk of this project finished. So I wrote down the letters with computer, because I suck at handwriting a bit. These are the addresses. So I do have the City Hall in Aachen, the police main station in Aachen, the firefighting department in Aachen, the Luisenhospital, which is a hospital in Aachen, and the city Aachen, and there I took the service center for insurances and law, and the people there get a nice surprise as well. And they can share the letter with their colleagues or not, and just wrote them down a nice little motivational letter about, you know, this is what we all feel like maybe in January. Don't worry, you're just do one thing, feel happy, do something good for you, and go with it, you know. So I need a pen now. Because I need to sign my letters. I didn't sign them yet, because they will get a handwritten signature. Where's the... Let's test if there's ink in there. I really like to sign or write with fountain pen. Just not any good at it. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the camera in a second here. Just a minute, you will see, you will see. Hold on. Ah, come on. There we go. Now I'm gonna adjust the screen a bit more, because I'm gonna bring in the art cards in a second too. So, really like to write with fountain pen. Yeah, and the one from my old employer is the best. So there we go, and I'm going to sign with my name. That's my name, that's my name. You can already see here that I'm not always signing the same exact way like everybody else. And I'm just gonna write my first name, because again, not gonna write down my whole name, just my business name, because it's about them, it's about the recipient, it's not about me. So, I'm gonna let it sit for a second, take a sip of coffee, and now I gotta sneeze. Hold on, folks. Okay, back again. Now I have to glue those letters in to the cards in a way that it is suitable. Yeah, I'm just gonna glue them here and here, and then fold the letter in. Think that is best. So, since we learned that I suck at gluing things in the right direction, I'm gonna make sure that I glue it in the right direction this time by gluing on the card instead of the letter. Because if I glue it in the wrong way, that would be horrible, don't you think? Okay, let's glue it in, glue it in. Let's just glue it in. Righto. Number 1. Just gonna give the ink a bit more time to set. So that's why I'm not folding the letter in right away. I mean, it's really warm in my studio. You saw in the beginning I had a jacket on. I think it was on camera. No, I'm not. I'm sitting here in the t-shirt because I'm having the heat on for material to dry faster. So it's warm in my studio and I can sit here in a t-shirt. Feels like I'm in Florida instead of icy cold Dortmund. But I don't mind. So, with a little bit of editing, we should come up on the hour mark now. So one thing that I just want to say that I didn't say in any video before. Did I print one extra? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th? Ah, there we go. Almost a little bit confused right now. If I do not manage to finish my project in the 2-hour time that I set aside for ArtDay, you will find the rest of the project, if it's something like this, where I want to send out stuff the same week, you're gonna find it on Talk O'Clock, which is my weekly vlog on Saturday. You will find the rest of the footage there. If it's something like an art journal page and I can work in layers, I will just work a bit more in a later week and have multiple parts of the one thing that might take 18 hours, you know? But for projects like this where I want to have it done in one day because, well, we're going to go food shopping this week and I want to bring the letters with me and have them at the post office, which is at the supermarket. I'm just gonna split stuff up. But I'm just hoping that with the magic of editing, because I'm editing out any pauses, any waiting time where I don't do anything, that I can now manage to have things completed in the 2-hour mark. You don't need to see me blow dry stuff for 20 minutes. I'm just gonna edit that out or have it sped up. Have a little time lapse part there, but yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm rambling. Just gonna fold in the letters. Because the ink is definitely dry now. Depending on how long my notes are for the next months, it might be that I just have half a sheet of thin A4 paper with text and then just cut it on the cover. And yeah. Not have a full A4 sheet, but with this letter I needed a full A4 sheet of paper because it's a long message. And I don't want, or I don't like the look of having a note be crammed on a piece of paper. I want it spaced out nicely, make it easy to read, you know. So took the whole A4. There we go. That is that. Now I'm gonna go back to my art cards because I gotta do the next layer and then let that layer dry again while I finish up other things. So here we go, art card. I'm just gonna blast them a tiny bit with my blow dryer just to make sure. All right, and now I can cut things away. So. Okay. What I also need to do is hold on. Once I have the acrylic paint on top, so I'm planning on painting the front and the back of this art card with acrylics. But the back side, the other part, is not gonna have any art on it. It's just gonna be, well, oh great. Just gonna have a solid layer of acrylic paint. Now I do hope that not every... Okay, so the cardstock did rip a bit. Great. So not great. Sarcasm, folks. Sarcasm. Anyway, another thing that I have to repair. Okay. No problem. I'm gonna repair. I'm gonna, and I know how I'm going to repair. I'm so good. Just one thing that I have to adjust for other art cards later this year. If I don't want the back side to be with a ripped cardstock. Which I don't, folks. Spoiler alert, letting you know I don't. I'm gonna make it work. Work. Okay. I guess it's because the cardstock got wet, because I glued things, that it now behaves this way. Because I never had trouble with it when I just had dry cardstock. So yeah, another thing learned, folks. Another thing learned. But you know, that's part of art as well. Having mistakes in there, trying to fix them. And sometimes they make for interesting things to happen because, well, you gotta repair things, you gotta be creative. So sometimes the most creative thing about art is trying to fix a mistake. And I'm one person that, yeah, for what, well, I'm not saying that I'm not disappointed or frustrated when things do not work the way they should. If something, oh, see, there it works. It should have been like this. If something isn't working the way I want, or if I screw up royally somewhere, I'm not saying that I'm just brushing it off and saying, I don't care, I don't mind, I'm not going to be frustrated. Well, I am, but I make an effort of at least giggling once about it and trying to take it as a challenge almost to fix whatever I did screw up there. So I did now do the, oh, this is not so great kind of part, so to the end of the video I need to giggle and come up with a creative idea on how to fix it. Well, I have an idea, just need to see if that works or if I have another screw up. That would be royally, but it would be in a 3-beat, like with any good story. But I'm actually not fond of any story now. Just want to make nice art cards. Wintry, icy art cards. That are more on the abstract side of things. So the glue didn't take to the napkin well here. Okay. So I'm planning to have acrylics on top so I can mask that. No problem at all. But it did rip a bit here, so not perfect. Anyway, let's get cracking. I need a palette. And I'm having 2 colors that I want to work with. It's actually 3, but it's 2 major colors, the white and the light blue and a dark blue. So what I want to do is have parts of these art cards not be gray but be blue. And just have an abstract kind of shape on top. So what I'm going to do first is take the titanium white. And I didn't take mixing white, but the titanium white, because I don't want to have a light blue, but I want to have the blue and the white mix and have the white stand alone as well. The other one here is an ultramarine blue, which is a colder blue, but I'm going to mix it up with a warmer blue in a minute. So let's go with it this way, and I'm just trying to scrape things. So for one, something like this. I'm going to have my my fingers be very colorful. And I'm just scraping that not gonna have a big layer because for one, I'm sending those cards by mail, so I want them to go through and not be damaged along the way. And these cards are supposed to look, well, like icy snow, you know? And you can see here I'm having color around the art card on the wood. So that is why I decide, I'm going to paint the back side later. I'm going to have the front side colored first. So now in with the blue. Just a tiny little bit. And a little bit here. Now I'm going to use a usual kitchen sponge, nothing fancy, and I'm just gonna dab on top, which makes the colors mix and for a nice pattern. And I'm getting rid of any extra color because I still want the texture of the sponge to be on the cards, you know. And I don't need them to mix perfectly, I just want a little bit of a light blue mixture. Easy. Now I'm bringing in the Prussian blue, so this is the warm blue. These other two here, well, oopsie. These other two were the cold tones. Prussian blue is a warm tone, and I just need a tiny little bit because I'm taking the, well, let's try it for a second and then apply the dark blue with a brush. Not with a sponge, but with a brush. And a very soft one at that. And apply something like a dry rub of the acrylics. Just a tiny bit. To have a bit of an interest. I'm gonna use the same dark blue for the background. Let's have it look a bit like icicles, maybe. Yep. Important is that the background is pretty dry, so that you can, see, this is not dry enough. Let's go to another one. So that you can play with the patterns of the napkin, have them stand out and be kind of raised then, you know. But here. But not too heavy, so otherwise it would look kind of dirty. I don't want that either. Just want it to be like a frosted window. I'm also holding my brush rather flat, like a pen, and not like this. So with these real bristles, they're not synthetic, so they're kind of stiff. You can see here, especially, hold on, let me bring that to the camera a bit. You can see here, I hope, focus. You can see here how it's raised, see? And how it's almost like a dry rub, you know? Just play with that. So, which one was a bit wet? This one here. See, now it's dry. And all the cards are going to be similar, but not exactly the same. Because, well, each card is unique. Some are a bit more white, some are a bit more blue. It depends on how I could mix the colors with the sponge, what shapes I see, and where things are that I maybe want to have stand out. So this one has to be a bit darker down here. Because this is the repair one, so it has to be dark there. Let's have a bit of a very dark blip. Not that one, that doesn't need one, that one needs one. This one's pretty good with coloration. Alright, enough for that. Now I need to dry them again, and then I can paint the back side. Okay, let's turn them. Brush, brush, brush. Too stiff. Let's take this one. Very soft brush, and I'm just gonna take the dark blue and paint the back side. Again, these parts here where it's super dark, the carton ripped, the cardstock ripped. I'm gonna repair that. I need a bit more Prussian blue. I need a bit more Prussian blue. Okay. Ooh, that was a bit much. One more. And then I'm going to set them aside to dry. I'm not going to use what's it called? Hairdryer now. I want them to dry naturally. While I do that, or while that dries, I can do other things. So for one, I do have a lot of acrylic paint there on my palette, and I don't throw those away. So either I use them on a canvas, the Palettendreckbilder, you know. If you're with me on this channel for a while, you know what the Palettendreckbilder are. If not, they're just an old canvas that I repaint black, and then I slap color on top that remains like this, and see a pattern and go from there for a new painting. But this time around, I wanna work in my magazine journal, which I have put together from old magazines or catalogs or whatever, things that I found interesting. Now I want to paint out what I don't need and then make an art journal page with it. So I started with, I want to have this. And I thought blue would maybe work nicely, because there's a lot of blue here. And I just can use the color that I have remaining on my palette and paint things out. Don't have to be precise per se. Just paint things out that I don't need. And later on, probably next week, if nothing too fancy happens that I want, or an idea hits so hard that I want to work on it right away, it's likely that I'm going to work and complete this journal page here on next art day, so next Monday. It's gonna come up nonetheless at one time or another. Could be that it's next week. We'll see. I'm also going to bring a bit of the ultramarine blue in already. So I'm just going to use the remaining colors as on my palette. Instead of throwing them away, I'm just going to use them here and paint out the things that I don't need. Already have maybe a bit of an interesting pattern or whatever, but I'm probably going to use other collagey bits with this journal once I have the background painted out. But this is just a thing that I do with color remaining on my palette that I don't want to throw away. So a bit more of the blue. Okay. On the other side, I want to have a bit of white in the middle and then be darker towards the edge of the page. And I'm rubbing the acrylic pretty much onto the page. For one, I can mix pretty much the colors on the page right away. Also, I keep the layer of color very thin that way. So whenever I close the book or work on another page, I have no bumps, you know? Just makes it a bit easier to work on. Still, I have to make sure that the text is covered. I don't want that to peek. I don't want this picture down here either. Alright, let's just go over it. Alright, gonna leave it at that. Just add any more color that I have in the lower part here. Just to make sure that everything is blocked out and I'm not gonna throw away color. Flick that in. Makes it look a bit natural. Also looks kind of like water. So I could play with that next time I work on this page. Right. Last little bit of color. Put this up here. Okay. That's that. Now I can put my palette away. Don't need that. And I can put the book away. It can dry until I come back to it. Alright, now while I wait for the acrylics to dry a bit more, I have a few little things to complete. So in this magazine here, for example, I have a paper that I want to use on the art card. Just gotta get to the specific page. Where is it? Ah, there. So I want to have the see-through one of these papers. Just gonna rip it out. And I do have this snowflake punch that I want to use on this very nice dark blue cardstock and punch the focal point. Oh god, heavy cardstock for the cards, come on. Oh, come on, don't fail me. Why does it not go through? Ah, there we go. With force. Gotta punch 4 more snowflakes with a lot of force. Come on. I'm having heavy cardstock, so I know that it's difficult for the punch to go through, but this is like a workout, folks. This is like a workout. Oh, come on. Come on, come to mama. So usually you use those stencils or punches with paper, but well, I'm just challenging myself with cardstock. Why not, right? I'm gonna use my table. Yeah, haha. The table is always helpful. Got you. So I have the snowflakes. Where are the cards? There are the cards and the envelopes. Cards, envelope. I need to work on my second camera once more because I need to cut strips with this. So let's clean up this paper first. As much of it as possible. And then cut 5 strips. Let's go for 2 centimeters. That is wide enough. Two, 3, 4, and 5. There we go, 5 strips. Now I need all of these things. What's my ink pad? There it is. And I need those labels. So, so I'm going to use those labels for the envelopes. Right on the address. So, well, on dark blue you can hardly read a black thing. So I'm gonna use them for that. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm gonna use them for that. Need 2 sheets for this one, and then I need 2 more sheets because I wanna stamp the handmade by me and put them onto the back of the art cards. And I'm just gonna fish for one here to see if the size is okay. Yeah, size is okay. All right, where is it? There it is. Let's, well, no. I'm gonna take another ink that's gonna dry faster. Gonna take this one here. Just gonna stamp that on the art cards. And it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Handmade by Pinselgeschichten. So this is how the recipient can find me on the web. If they so desire, they don't have to. Because they can definitely find me on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and my website and Instagram and all of those pages, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. They can find me there if they so desire. And maybe they see this video. Who knows? That didn't stamp right. So, one more time. There we go. Alrighto. Now I need the art cards to be dry. So I have to put away the envelopes and the cards. Put them here. Need some space. Okay, they are dried. Now have to glue my strips, but first I have to label them with the labels, and by putting the labels on top of the part that was ripped on the cardstock, it's repaired, folks. It is repaired. Two. Okay. Backside is done. Now I have to them. So I want to have those strips around the art card, and then I have one of the snowflakes on top. And I have to use super glue for that because I can apply it super tiny and you won't see anything through the through the vellum. So I have to tuck in this strip and then see where I do have the thingy on top. Okay, and then I cut the rest. This is the fiddly part of the art card, but hey folks, whatever. Putting that on top. And a little drop of the super glue is enough to hold everything in place. And it holds it in place on my finger. Great. Okay, number one. Around. Needs a drop more. It's gonna get a drop more. Look, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look. Okay. One more. I'm gonna clean up that lower edge. This one here too. Come on, snowflake. There we go. So now I have to glue one more thing on top, and then those art cards are ready. So in these old containers for film, I do have pearls and rhinestones. So I'm gonna take the rhinestones because, well, silver, don't think the pearls would fit as well. So I'm gonna glue one on top of each snowflake. Think with the silver napkin, the crystal look of those rhinestones works better than the pearls. They're gonna be also glued on top with the super glue. And I don't worry about dimension because I'm gonna have tea bags sent with each letter, so they should cover. But those suckers are super tiny and they are not as well glued as the pearls are. So wish me luck there. That I can glue them down straight and centered and have things look nice. See, that one is not centered, but again, whatever. It's a tiny bit wonky, 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 wonky. As long as I don't glue myself to the art cards. That would be a major wonky, folks. That would be major. That's pretty much it. Oh, come on. Come to mama. Oh, really? You're gonna... The last one, of course. 'Cause why not? Screw with me. Yeah, great. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Ha! I'm the winner. Sucker. Anyway, so I'm gonna let those, yeah, great. I'm gonna glue myself to the card and then I'm gonna let them dry, and then I'm gonna send myself with the card. Of course, folks, of course not. So that is the most tricky part. They're all done now. Okay. You can see front, back. They can read it through the vellum if people want. Okay. Now all I have to do is pack the envelopes. So here's the Darjeeling tea. It's flowery and sweetish. Very mild black tea, and I bought this because it's in envelopes, so that is safe to send. We're going to drink the rest of it. But there is a Darjeeling that they're gonna get, and that is referenced in the cards. So just need to work on the envelopes, and then I'm done. 3, 4, 5. So I'm just gonna put the labels on top, write the address, write my from Pinselgeschichten from Dortmund on the back, and I'm gonna write with a white gel pen the German translation, which is kind of like nette Überraschungspost for, it's the closest I can get in German to random act of kindness. So people should probably then, well, open the cards and not be scared if they read that on top. So that is the plan, that is my project. I hope you enjoyed watching along. Maybe you did some artwork with me while I was doing art here. Maybe you were watching and you made some art. That would be cool. Let me know in the comments below if you liked this video, or if you have somebody, again, it must be a public entity that I should send a letter to, somebody that helped you out, a specific public office that was super cool for you, that you want to send something nice to. Let me know in the comments below. I haven't decided a city yet for next month, so feel free. I'm taking any suggestions there. I will see you next week with a new art day. I'm probably gonna come back to the magazine journal, but well, who knows what inspires me in between. If you're new and you haven't already, well, subscribe to the channel. I would love that. It would be highly appreciated, and I would love to have you as a regular watcher for this art day. Again, you can do artwork with me, or you can have me running there while you iron your shirts or whatever you are doing. Thanks again for watching. Have a lovely day. I will see you on Wednesday with Tina on Draw for Initiative, and I will see you next Monday on a new art day. Have fun, folks. Bye, 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 bye.